Now, US President Donald Trump and Japan Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi on Tuesday signed a framework agreement for securing the supply of critical minerals and rare earths through mining and processing. The countries plan to cooperate through the use of economic policy tools and coordinated investment to accelerate development of diversified, liquid and fair markets for critical minerals and rare earths. Now, Donald Trump praised Takaichi's elevation as the country's first female leader and her pledge to accelerate a military build-up. A similar close relationship with the leader of Japan's key security and trade partner could help Takaichi bolster her political position at home. Now, she in turn also expressed her desire to realize a new golden age of Japan-US alliance with Donald Trump. Trump said that Washington is an ally of the strongest level.
We are an ally at the strongest level, and it's a great honor to be with you, especially so early in what will be, I think, one of the greatest prime ministers.
Donald Trump also met with the families of Japanese abducted by North Korea decades ago and said the US is with them all the way as they ask for help to find their loved ones. Trump is due to deliver a speech on Tuesday on the USS George Washington aircraft carrier docked at the US naval base Yokosuka. He will also have dinner with business leaders, likely including the chairman of car maker Toyota. Now, this comes as Donald Trump, on the second leg of his Asia tour, met with Takaichi. The talks focused on trade and security a week after the hardline conservative became Japan's first female leader and vowed to accelerate a military build-up. Trump arrived in Tokyo on Monday for a visit sandwiched between a trip to Malaysia and a meeting in South Korea with Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping that could ease the bruising trade war between the world's two biggest economies, sparked by sweeping US tariffs. Talking about the car industry, it accounts for around 8% of jobs in Japan. And most Japanese imports into the United States are subject to tariffs of 15%, less painful than the 25% first threatened, but still contributing to a 24% slump in US-bound car exports in September in value terms year on year. And Dibyendu Mondal joins us with more. Good morning, Dibyendu. Why this deal is significant for both the US and Japan?
Well, Deepika, very good morning. Of course, this deal comes at a backdrop of, the negotiations or the trade negotiations that are currently happening with the US and China. Also, President Trump is going to visit South Korea in the coming days, and where he's expected to meet the Chinese Premier Xi Jinping. And, this deal is, extremely important because remember that there is a tariff war that is currently going on between the United States and the rest of the world. And therefore, this brings to a point to say that perhaps maybe Donald Trump is going to work out deals with multiple countries, because the vision that perhaps what Donald Trump was envisioning for his country may not be working out for him. So therefore, this is important and crucial at this juncture, and therefore, this is going to make the two countries bring together more business and more closeness in their relationship.
Also, how does this reflect on Takaichi's leadership, considering China's near monopoly on rare earth minerals?
Well, Deepika, rare earth minerals has been a critical point in terms of, the US and the China tariff war, because China controls, almost 70% of the world's rare earth minerals. And therefore, this deal would perhaps give the United States the much needed the much needed capital on rare earths, because this deal which they have signed with Japan is perhaps going to give the United States the needed rare earth minerals that is required for manufacturing in almost every sector, be it the semiconductor, the EVs, the space missions, and all electronic items that we use in our day-to-day life uses these rare earth minerals. So therefore, this deal is, China has almost said that they are going to bring in stringent measures in curbing export of rare earth minerals, and therefore this will put, as I said, Donald Trump's vision of making America great again, and make in America dream falter, because if China does not export these rare earth minerals to the United States, or keeps a check on the exports, the manufacturing industry in the United States could take a hit. And therefore, this deal where Japan and the US has agreed on this deal of rare earth minerals. So therefore, this could give the United States the much needed push for Donald Trump's vision of making it great again.
All right. Thank you so much, Dibendra, for joining us and getting us the latest on this trade talk and deal.